Let the harvest begin.
Welcome back to the Gory Gaze, the horror podcast where two boyfriends slash up and bleed out your favorite horror movies, mostly but not limited to the black sheep, underrated, and forgotten gems of the genre. I'm Alex.
I'm Stanley.
Hello, Stanley.
Hello, Alex.
Welcome motherfucking back.
Welcome, motherfucking back. We were in the car yesterday, and, well, I mean, I do this all the time, but specifically yesterday, we were in the car replacing motherfucker with, like, every other word in whatever song we were listening to, and we decided that we're just going to come up with an album of cover songs, but, like, all the important pieces are going to be replaced with
the word motherfucker.
So, for example, let's do, like, a Taylor song, for example. So we were listening to, I don't think we were.
You got that.
James Dean.
What is it?
Daydream, motherfucking look in your eye.
There you go. And you motherfucking...
Yeah, so I think that should be a good exercise for everybody that's out there listening.
Mhm.
Just start replacing whatever important phrase in your favorite song with
Yeah, let the anger out. And also, as you're doing it, you should be doing it in the voice of a Whitney Houston motherfucker.
motherfucker.
Yeah. It should be
that was Cher.
channeled through. It should be channeled through Whitney Houston.
Oh God, I love Whitney. The voice.
Motherfucker.
You do realize on her headstone it says
Motherfucker.
Yes, it also says Whitney the Voice Houston.
Oh.
Did you know that she is the voice?
Oh.
Yeah, I know. We could
yeah.
probably do an entirely separate podcast about Taylor Swift and Whitney Houston.
Oh my gosh.
But we're not gonna. Hey, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. Jeez.
Well, I was
long January. I
saying
think
it to you.
It's 2026 now after this month.
I literally believed you for 1 second.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? Yeah, it's been the last 3 months of 2024 seemed to last a very long time.
Yeah.
Like, that was the longest winter I've ever experienced.
What the
And
fuck?
I've lived in Alaska where it's winter all the time. But this winter particularly, and maybe it was because I had put myself in the positions that I did as far as work goes. And, it was just...
I've seen those positions. Oh.
Well, these ones were not fun. I had quit my job of 7 years, almost 8 years, started a new job, fucking hated it, like everything about it. And I spent a month and a half there, but the training process took up like 3 fucking weeks. So I was making no money for literally 2 months.
Welcome to the corporate world.
And no, it was not for me, man. I've been in like a family owned restaurant for however long, and going from that to corporate. And I did it for good reasons. I did it because it was supposed to be closer to home. I had tricked myself into thinking that the money was balancing out. It just wasn't. So thankfully, I'm going back to my my prior job on Friday.
The ultimate, at the end of the day, happiness is everything. So it's like you need to be happy where you work, where you're spending most of your fucking day at, because you don't want to be miserable. You're just going to come home miserable, and everybody around you is going to be miserable because you're miserable, because your job makes you miserable, and I can go on forever. So be happy where you work. Like, choose the good place that actually like works for you.
Yeah, and this place, unfortunately and fortunately, just works for me, and it always has, and I really just need to embrace that.
Yeah.
So that's that. That's where I ended 2024, was just not on like a good note mentally or like emotionally.
It's like self-growth. Like, don't punish yourself so much for doing making a choice. Like, like that was nothing. Everybody's been through the same shit. Like, do I belong here? Do I not? What step do I take to make a difference? And if it didn't work out for me, then it doesn't. Then this is where I belong, and I'm going to embrace it and be happy.
So there's your TED Talk for today. I don't even know what that means, but I do want to say thank you to you for being so supportive and caring, like more so than usual, for the last couple of months, because this has been, it has been very hard. I will also... I might as well just say it, because why not? It's a good space for it. I have been heavily medicated my entire life, and I just went off my medications at random, like 6 months ago. So I'm going through a lot of changes in my brain, and I'm trying to like replace like bad habits with new habits. You know what I mean? So it's like 2025 is going to be a better year all around. Not to say that 2024 was bad, because 2024 had a lot of great things that came out of it.
Like Wicked.
Like Wicked.
Only.
That is...
And Mina.
And I was going to say Mina first, but then you said Wicked, so I just ran with it. I fucking loved Wicked, which is so well deserving of all the Oscar nominations that it received. My friend John Chu did not get an Oscar nomination for Best Director, but Cynthia Erivo got a Best Actress nod. Ariana Grande Botera got a Best Supporting Actress nod, which is fucking phenomenal.
I was shocked at the fact that they received, the Wicked folks received 10 nominations, and Emilia Perez received 13 nominations.
And see, I told you,
there's a snub there somehow, somewhere.
There's
something going on.
I mean, I think John Chu should have got nominated for Best Director.
I mean,
that would have made it 11.
In all honesty, like it's a classic. It's a new classic. Yes, we all know it. The movie was perfect. Like everybody in it, Cynthia, Ariana, every single thing about it. You cannot criticize the film. It's perfect, except for one character that I would have done away with.
Okay, tell me, who would that have been?
The one that plays Madame Marble. Now, I love her as an actress. I honestly do. I love her movies. It just did not fit right. And I also understand that the world of Oz, like ever since, has been one of those like futuristic type of metal-y worlds. What do you call those? Like
metallic?
Not metallic, but like there's a word for it where like
shiny, glossy.
No. It's a way of life for some people. Like
hologram.
No. They were like those like glasses and those hats.
Virtual reality.
Oh my gosh.
I'm saying everything
wrong. No, it's oh my gosh. There's a word for it, for what they did. What Oz the land looks like. It looks like this word that I'm trying to find, but I can't figure it out.
Amplified.
No. It's this time in life, but everything's made of like clocks and like screws.
Steam.
Yes, steampunk.
Steampunk.
Yes.
Okay. So I must have steam work.
Thank you. I feel like the Land of Oz is made like steampunk type, like to where it's more futuristic, people of color and people of different, ethnicities, and it doesn't fucking matter anymore because we're all a blended world. And that's why I feel like she fit okay because of the ethnicity of all the different characters in the movie. I just feel like anybody could have done that role, and it just not too much to complain about. But I just feel like if they would have just not had her at all, or just replaced her with somebody that would have been more effective, maybe even that could have been Idina Menzel's character.
It could have been anyone that could sing.
Yeah,
it's a musical.
Yeah,
so like it doesn't make sense to cast someone who can just carry a tune.
Yeah.
It's a very extravagant musical, and you need someone who has charisma. And Michelle Yeoh, or however you say her last name, is a great actress.
Yeah,
she's
amazing.
An Academy Award-winning actress, speaking of, and she's been in terrific films, and she's done a lot of television. Mm-hmm. I loved Crazy Rich Asians. Like, there's a lot of good work that she's done.
Oh my gosh, and
I think that's why she got the role.
Crouching Tiger, like, of course, that amazing work.
Yeah, she got the role, I'm sure, because she's friends with John Chu. They've worked together in the past because he also directed Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah,
I will agree with you. Wicked is a terrific,
multicolored,
film, and I think that they have gone in a different direction as far as like the visuals go. But I like it because it seemed a lot more realistic than whatever Oz the Great and Powerful gave us. Yeah,
can we erase that one?
I just don't love all the CGI, and the CGI that is done in Wicked is actually good. But to go back to your Emilia Perez thing, I did think it was funny, and I had told you offline of this that I think it's interesting that they nominated Emilia Perez for so many Oscars, and then only, I think, 2 for the movie about DT. But they nominated Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor. So the Best Actor nomination is for Sebastian Stan, who plays a young DT. And then the Best Supporting Actor nomination is for Jeremy Strong, who plays his dad, I'm pretty sure. I don't know a lot about the movie, but I think they did this as a distraction. I think they wanted to take a little bit of load off of all the heaviness that is going on right now and put it into this. And I think it's also kind of interesting that they nominated for the first time ever a trans actress in the Best Actress category, and for Emilia Perez.
It's when the Academy tries to get political. But I mean, this is loud. I get it. This is great.
But Sebastian Stan was nominated for a Golden Globe for this role in a different category, but won the Best Actor in a Musical or Comedy for A Different Man. And so I'm just curious why the Academy chose to nominate him for the opposite movie about DT when they could have just nominated him for the movie that he just won a fucking Golden Globe for.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. We should say something about Demi Moore being nominated for Best Actress, and The Substance itself got nominated for, I think it was 5 Oscars this year.
Thank you, Demi.
And we called it. We called
Yeah.
it when we saw this movie a few months back that there was a lot more coming.
We saw those Oscar-worthy ass cheeks, Demi.
Oh, man. And she just gives such a performance in that movie.
Mm-hmm. To be so raw, honestly, at such an age.
And she's been giving it to us for a long time, but like for some reason, we're all paying attention now. But Demi Moore has been around far too long for everybody just to be realizing that she's a good fucking actress.
Yeah.
She is so good in this film. So yeah, 5 Oscar nominations for The Substance, and we'll talk more about The Substance here in a few minutes. Nosferatu.
It has been the year of the pussycat. So,
what do you mean? As far as like seeing vaginas on screen?
Yes.
This is true.
Yep.
And we've just seen a lot of nudity lately.
Yeah, like I told you, like men are getting more comfortable on screen, which it's totally okay with us. But it's like, wow, like, you know, a little pre-warning before you slap that dick across our eyes.
No, I think the surprise. The surprise is more fun that way.
Yeah.
We have not spoken about Nosferatu yet. If you didn't know by the title of this is basically our review of 2024 as far as our lives and our movie journeys go. So what did you think of Nosferatu? Nominated for 4 Oscars, by the way.
I am so happy that they made it, that they got nominated for some awards because they deserve it. I feel like they see, like, this is it. Like, between Wicked and this movie, Nosferatu, I feel like Nosferatu should have gotten more nominations, or at least a little closer to Wicked, because Nosferatu is beautiful. It was such a fucking gorgeous film, made so pretty, a little too long.
Oh my God, way too long.
But it's so pleasurable in the eyes that you didn't really care about the length of the movie. It can go on for evermore, and you'll still just be enthralled with how beautiful the scenery is. But that's as much as it is. I think that's what it got, right? Like, maybe for cinematography.
I think it was for cinematography, costume design, probably sound design. I could look. Let's look.
Yeah, I think it was mainly like set designs and stuff like that it got nominated for. But again, I was happy with it. If ever make a remake or include another to the original one, this would be the best version that can exist. And don't make another one after this.
I honestly could have done without this one. Like, after we've talked about it so much, I just don't love the way they executed the Nosferatu character. I feel like I'm so used to a certain way, you know, which is fine, because I know that's why we reimagine things and we update things, because we want to provide something new and more modern. But I don't think that this is the kind of movie to do that with. I think that it would have made more sense, in my opinion, to stick closer to the source material, even visually. But what they did do worked really well, and I liked all the references that you get from the previous adaptation from the 70s and then the original. The original is one of my favorites.
I feel like it's just more of a new class type of film, or if you haven't seen the original, this is going to be the best version of the movie that you've ever seen, you know? Like, this is the only one that's ever going to exist.
Yeah, I think that that's something to consider as well, is that a lot of people have not seen the original Nosferatu. It's over 100 years old.
To close this one off, in my own version, or my own way of thinking, is like, it would be closed-minded of me to brush this one off and only want to exist with the original, because this movie was just, honestly, it was a beautiful film. It was well done, but it was too long.
I think Lily Rose Depp was very, very, very good.
Yeah.
I thought she was great. The acting was good. And it's not that I don't like Bill Skarsgård, because I do, but I don't agree with how they decided to utilize his character. I think that if you're going to go like the erotic vampire route, like, you should really commit to it. And I feel like it was a kind of a horny movie, but only when it wanted to be. And it felt kind of rapey at times. Like, it kind of felt like he was a sexual predator. It just didn't resonate with me the way that I wanted it to. But again, visually, it's a stunning fucking movie. Like, I love all the shadows, and I love all the music is great. But yeah, it could have probably gotten a few more Oscar nods, since we're talking about Oscars. Alien Romulus also got an Oscar nomination.
Wow.
Yes. What did you think of Alien Romulus?
I feel like I watched that one in 2023.
I feel like it was a long time ago too. I remember really liking it.
I remember liking it, but between that one and A Quiet Place, I feel like they're the exact same movie almost.
Oh,
So
I did not like A Quiet Place.
I can't really think of Alien Romulus too much without thinking of A Quiet Place.
Okay. We should rewatch Alien Romulus, though. It got nominated for Best Visual Effects.
I feel like that's what's missing, maybe a rewatch.
We should.
We've seen all
rewatch
these
it,
in
yeah.
theater, and when once you walk out the fucking doors from the theater, you kind of like blank out again, like
Yeah, and
reset.
we don't really rewatch movies all that much either. Like we'll rewatch old favorites that we love, like Scream 2. We can watch that like 25 fucking times a week. But it's very rare that we go back to movies that just came out.
Yeah, that's why sometimes they're good to watch when they're at home streaming because you can pause it, come back, cut it off, jump back in whenever you're ready. But at the theater, you really have to focus for the 3 hours, 2 hours, and you're giving it your all. So by the time you get out, you're exhausted. And I completely blank out. I'm just like, what did I just watch?
Yeah, we just watched Presence last night, the new Steven Soderbergh movie. And while it was innovative and it had like a good spin on like the ghost story, it was just so fucking boring, and it just like a lot of it didn't stick with me. The last like 15 minutes are pretty enthralling, but it took so long to get there to where I couldn't tell you anything about what happened in that movie today, even though we just saw it last night. So what we're gonna do here is I had this idea to kind of just go through the list of horror movies that came out in 2024. We'll talk about the ones we've seen. We didn't see. Oh no, we saw a lot of movies last year.
Yeah, we did.
So I'm really excited to talk about the ones that we did see. And we even podcasted about a couple that came out last year. So with that being said, for now, we are going to go over the horror films released in 2024 and give our little 10-cent opinions on what we thought, if we remember them. And we are also going to, I think at the end, give like our top 3 or our top 5. Our top 5 probably makes more sense.
Yeah.
So, what do you say we get into it?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Watch the preview of coming events.
Okay, so before we get into the list of films, which we're just pulling from Wikipedia, by the way, and there's like quite a few, so prepare. We'll make it quick as far as the ones that we haven't seen. Do you have a favorite horror movie of 2024 off the top of your head that you can remember?
No, I would have to see a list of them again.
So me just asking like, hey, what's your favorite horror movie of last year? You would have to be reminded.
Yeah.
Okay, so I love that we're doing this.
Because there was so many of them, honestly. Like there was so many movies that by the time Wicked came out, that one just took over everything.
This is
Wicked.
it's reasonable. It makes sense. Okay, so let's start with the beginning.
Let the harvest begin.
Are you familiar with a film called Nine Windows?
No, and don't tell me we watched it.
We didn't. Okay.
Oh gosh.
So, according to this list, A Different Man with Sebastian Stan, who won a Golden Globe for his performance in this film. We have not seen that. I haven't.
Mm-mm.
I don't think you have either. Okay. A Quiet Place Day One.
We talked about that, and
no, you said that it could have been Alien Romulus.
Yeah, but this is the one with what's Lupita Nyong'o, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this one, it's just like it's aliens again. They came out at the same time, so that it was just too similar.
I liked A Quiet Place.
Mm-hmm.
I even liked part 2, but I don't think we needed a prequel.
Yeah,
I don't think we did. But what it did do for me is it made me want to watch more Lupita Nyong'o movies. Yeah. So shortly after this, I finally sat down and watched 12 Years a Slave, which is such a heartbreaking film, obviously, and she gives the most incredible performance in that film. Yeah, like that's all it really gave for me. I don't remember it being particularly scary, but it was because we knew what we were in for.
Yeah.
That's what I think. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine. Didn't need it.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Abigail.
It was fun.
I really liked it.
It was fun.
Now that is one movie that I think we should rewatch because I thought it was funny and it's got your girl Melissa Barrera in it.
I'm a girl.
It a fun time. I remember it being just kind of a fun time and not having a lot to complain about. But then again, I couldn't tell you a lot.
Yeah.
I don't remember so much of it, but what I do remember is how gory it was. The performances are good. The writing is good. It's the same team behind the Scream Resurrection. You know what I mean? So
they were keeping us busy.
Yeah, it's a good follow up to the Scream films.
I feel like it was just entirely a project for everybody to like just keep their toes wet, you know.
And you know what? Very well could be. It
Scene
also
study.
was the last film for Angus Cloud from Euphoria.
So it was a fun movie, but I don't know if
I liked it. Yeah. We did not see Afraid.
No.
We saw Alien Romulus.
Yes, we did.
and we agreed that we need to watch it again.
Uh-huh.
I liked Alien Romulus for the fact that there were, again, so many references to the first Alien. And after we were done watching it, I wanted to go home and watch the original Alien.
The ending to this movie, sorry, I got too close to my mic right now because I was excited, but the ending to Romulus is something that will stick to me like for the rest of my life.
The ending?
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
No, it's just this thing that comes out of, out of nowhere.
No, I remember that. Okay, so
yeah, that's awesome. And see, that's what I was telling you about movies that I like. I like watching movies that build up throughout the entire movie. They're just fucking crazy, but that build up specifically to just one scene that's just going to stay in the back of your head forever. And like this movie has that. Alien Romulus has that at the end of the movie.
what were we talking about? You had mentioned a movie that kind of had an impact on you as far as the last like 15 seconds.
It was Dario Argento's.
No, it was Sleepaway Camp.
Sleepaway Camp. I just seen that for the first time ever. I watched it at work while Stanley watched it at home. We kind of like watched it together.
Oh, we've never done that before. That was fun.
At the end of that movie, if you know what I'm talking about, like, you know, the character, she's like standing there nude and she has this look in her face. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. Like the entire movie was crazy. There's killings, there's murders, there's everything going on throughout the entire movie for the buildup. And at the end of the movie, we get this one fucking scene that just traumatizes the shit out of you. And those are the movies that I love.
Sleepaway Camp is a fucking
It was
gem.
so good.
It is so fucking good. Sleepaway Camp is probably in my top 20 favorite horror films. We have little mini movie posters on our wall above our bed, and I could safely say that most of them up there are probably in my top 20 favorite movies. Sleepaway Camp 2 is a fucking hoot. Sleepaway Camp 3 not so much, and then there is a Return to Sleepaway Camp, which is awful. But Sleepaway Camp 1 is so good, and it's he's right. It has like such a lasting effect.
It's like VHS when you showed me that freaking VHS movie, and there's that scene with the alien where we both screamed.
Yeah,
like we screamed. Like fuck. No movie has ever done that shit to me, or you, I believe. But you're a screamer though. You're a fucking screamer.
I mean, I cry over everything. I get affected very easily, but I will say that
I screamed like, oh my, that shit scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, that moment in VHS is good. We'll get to that one. Alien Romulus is also directed by Fede Alvarez, who directed the Evil Dead remake.
Yeah.
You know, I could see why you could kind of get this confused with A Quiet Day.
A Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place Day 1. Because it's a prequel, and then this one's like the continuation, and they kind of have the same vibe.
Yeah, I would rather watch Alien Romulus
100 times over.
Like watch that; it's more fucking effective. And I'm telling you, that scene at the end, woo.
The Alien franchise itself is a lot of fun. I like it a lot.
That's scary shit.
Okay, so next there's a movie called All My Friends Are Dead, and it has Jojo Siwa.
Damn fat.
I have never even heard of it.
Neither.
Never heard of it. I'm sorry though, and we might lose a listener or 10 out of the 18 that we have. I kind of like some of Jojo Siwa's songs.
Well, I mean,
they're like catchy as fuck, and I don't like her necessarily.
Hate is a choice, you know.
Yeah, and like I'm kind of here to celebrate these songs, but I was also a Rebecca Black fan back in the day.
So, probably.
So then there's an Amityville film called Amityville, Where the Echo Lives. And
really, no trailer voice?
Amityville, Where the Echo Lives. I don't think they've released a trailer for an Amityville film in probably 20 years. There's so many Amityville movies, you guys. And to keep this short, we did not watch this. We did recently watch Amityville 2, The Possession. Yeah. And that was something that
has one of those scenes, see?
One of those scenes that like the build-up is worth it.
Yeah.
I really liked Amityville 2, and I'm going to go on record saying that it's better than the first one, and I think that's on our list of movies that we're going to be covering this year.
That's a good movie. That shit is scary as fuck.
Because I'm going to say that. I'm going to interrupt myself. I finally did like a schedule. Oh my god. Guys. Okay.
What is happening today?
So here's what happened there just now. I have this preset into GarageBand.
Whoa.
And all of our sound clips are on like their own little line, you know, and I forgot to delete all the sound clips. So.
Guys, we have been jumpy since 3 a.m. this morning because outside of our window, out here where we live in this community, there was a woman like screaming for maybe an hour for help. Like she was just screaming for help and somebody and help. and hello, like help me. And like
Horrifying.
I was like, no, it's 3:15 in the morning. Like that's the devil's time. I do not want to mess with that at all. So we're on the 4th floor anyways. We're looking down. I'm like, Stanley, stay in bed. Don't get involved. Just stay in bed. But we can hear the neighbor like communicating down below, and then we hear the sirens from the cops, arriving. So somebody helped her. We try to help as well, but only as much as we could from the inside of our window. I really do not want to deal with stuff like that at 3 a.m. in the morning. Inviting things like that into our home, or even being vulnerable to whatever plan they can have out there, or whatever it is for home invasions these days is crazy as well.
Oh my God.
But if she needed help, I said, there's many ways that people can help. We can all call 911. She can go knock to one specific door. She doesn't have to be going up and down the damn street, actually figuring out if somebody can help her, because there's a fire station down the street. There's plenty of, places still open around here. So if she needed help and real help, she would have known exactly what to do and not be screaming up and down the damn wet streets. It's crazy.
Why did we start talking about this?
Oh, because this thing just went off and we're just like really erratic right now, and like it's like any little sound right now is like just tripping us. I was like, what?
I was like,
what
why
now?
did you just tell everybody that?
Yeah.
But no, it was really scary.
Yeah.
It was a really scary experience. And I'm one of the ones who was like, we should go help her.
Yeah, and I'm from LA, so I'm like, girl, you is crazy. You do not want to go out there at 3:15.
I think Jonah helped her, right?
Yeah, our neighbor down
helped
below. Well, he's from Washington, so he's probably a sweetheart, But we all heard from the window conversations, I was just stay out of it the best you can.
Well, we fell back asleep.
Yeah. No, it was cozy. After a while, it was just like, I kind of missed her. Like, it was kind of like
You're
cozy.
It's so funny. Okay. Realizing that we haven't seen so many of these movies, I'm just going to skip over the ones I am for sure we haven't seen. Okay. Like movies like Anathema and Animale. Okay, you guys,
The
sorry.
supernatural gothic horror.
We never saw those. So I'm not going to waste your time or make it to where I have to edit more.
I think the last time we watched the supernatural gothic horror was The Love Witch.
Oh.
Which is coming up in February.
No, I would say that Crimson Peak would be, because that's like a super gothic-y horror film, and it's about ghosts.
Okay, girl.
God, what a good movie. Crimson Peak was good.
But speaking of, Love Witch is coming up.
What about
our anniversary for Love Witch?
Oh my God, that was a year ago.
Yeah.
Fuck. I can't believe how fast 2024 went by. I will say that was the fastest year I've ever experienced. Okay, so Apartment 7A is the prequel rather to Rosemary's Baby. I remember starting it. I don't remember finishing it.
I think I finished it.
Did you like it?
I'm pretty sure I did. Yes.
You're pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure I did. Whenever I finish movies, like when I stay up to actually finish them, like last night we were watching the, is it Asian film or Japanese? Home or House?
Oh, Home is Japanese.
House.
I think, yeah. House.
But we were going to bed with that, and it's like an hour and a half long. But to be honest, I felt like I had already watched an hour of it, and there was still 42 minutes left, and it was already like 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, I gotta go to sleep. Stanley fell asleep. He didn't watch the rest of it, but I was so interested. Like, I'm so intrigued with this movie. I want to keep watching it.
And Apartment 7A was like that for you?
Apartment 7A was like that for me, because if I start a movie and finish it, then I'm really into the movie. So that was a cool movie.
Love the cast. And I remember wanting like Diane Weist's character to be like as level with Ruth Gordon in Rosemary's Baby. And in the first like 15 or 20 minutes, I don't remember getting that. And I really like Julia Garner. But yeah, I'll.
You didn't even finish it.
I didn't. No. Beetlejuice.
Nope. Get it out of here.
Okay, so here's the thing. I watched it a second time and I liked it. I liked it the second time. I
liked it.
I didn't like it the first time.
I feel like you would have loved it better if it would have just been a Super Bowl commercial.
It's completely unnecessary.
Yeah,
it is completely unnecessary, and there's some interesting choices as far as the script goes, because I didn't understand why certain characters were doing the things they were doing all these years later and reacting this way all these years later. And I like Jenna Ortega, but I'm tired of seeing her in every fucking movie.
That's how, like, these characters cannot fall out of character. Like, Jenna Ortega was just Wednesday. Catherine O'Hara was just
Moira.
Like,
and Winona Ryder was the same character from Stranger Things.
Yeah, honestly.
And Michael Keaton was good. I remember he was good. And then again, the second time I watched it, I liked it a little bit more. But it just didn't bring anything new to the table. Like with a movie like that,
Yeah.
a monumental sequel like that, I feel like you
Absolutely.
have to go to 100 or you don't go anywhere. Like you can't like go from 0 to 60
Yeah.
and like stay at 60.
Take your time with the story. Even if it had to come out 3 years later, it's okay. Take your time with a better story.
Yeah, honestly, they waited 40 fucking years.
Yeah. We'll wait
What-
3 more.
What did you think of Blink Twice? The Zoe Kravitz movie.
This movie kind of took forever up until Channing Tatum delivers.
He has that moment.
One specific little 3-minute scene, and we're done with the movie.
Yeah, he gives this really terrific monologue
Yeah.
near the end, and you and I both really liked that.
But anything creepy like that is just gross. Like these movies are gross about like men, with like what they do to women and like shit like that is just. Ugh,
They're very relevant. I
Yeah.
like that movies like this are coming out now.
But just like with the one we watched last night, we'll get to it, of course. But presents.
Oh no,
Gross.
we can just talk about that now. Like
Gross.
it's not a 2024 movie.
Oh, we did talk about it.
Yeah, we mentioned it. Yeah, like we
Yeah.
had said that the last few minutes are fine, but like leading up
Yeah.
to the last few minutes, it was a chore.
I hate that Lucy Liu was underused.
Oh, but the last minute that she has in that
Yeah.
movie is so good.
Yeah.
So good. Did you see a movie called Carnage for Christmas? I remember I watched it. It's like a Christmas horror movie. It's like a trans horror film. Like the lead actress is trans.
I don't think I remember that.
Okay. It was not good.
It's Australian.
I don't know. I know it's like otherworld. Oh yeah, it is Australia. I was gonna say otherworldly. What did you think of Cuckoo? That woman creature was
Yeah.
chasing her in the night. I don't remember a lot of it either, but I know there was a
No,
lot
I
of
remember
bird
it.
metaphors and well, it's called Cuckoo.
It's just I forgot about that movie thanks to Long Legs.
Oh my god. Okay,
You know,
we're
like-
gonna get to Long Legs.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to Long Legs.
So
Oof.
yeah, Long Legs erased that one for me.
Yeah. What about apparently we haven't seen a lot of these movies because I'm just skipping over some that are
Yeah.
just obvious that we haven't seen. And it's like, oh, Exuma.
Ooh.
Exuma is actually in my top 5.
That's what I'm saying. Those are my type of movies. This one has that buildup and that one fucking scene that just sticks to you. That'll fuck you up forever.
Exuma is so fun. And
Yeah.
it's like 3 different stories. And it's just like, it's shot beautifully and it has this crazy but like very simple storyline, and it just reminded me a lot of Pet Cemetery. And like you said, there's that scene that
Mhm.
you and I both know. We're trying not to spoil a lot in this episode because these movies are still like mostly new that we're discussing, and if you haven't seen them, you really should. Like the
Yeah.
ones that we do recommend, like Exuma, I definitely recommend
Absolutely.
it. It goes in like a weird batshit direction towards the end, but it's so fun. It's so much fun, and Korean movies really just go for it. They really
it
just
has a really
when-
good story too.
Ooh, yeah, when they commit, they fucking commit.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's Exuma. There was a sequel to Night of the Living Dead that was released on Tubi called Festival of the Living Dead. We haven't watched it, but we should.
Tubi's doing great.
And there's also, oh my god, Tubi. Back when I had TikTok, I would release those little Tubi title
Mhm.
things in my trailer voice. That was a lot of fun. Ganymede. It has
Oh.
Robin Lively, our teen witch.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire.
We like this.
I didn't.
We like this entire thing. No, we didn't, but I did. And then I came home and I watched the original. I mean, the first one, right? Because
yeah.
this was a second. to
And
the
you
first.
hadn't seen the first
No,
one.
I
yet.
hadn't seen the first one, but I like the first
Afterlife.
one way better.
The
Yeah.
Afterlife is a
Yeah.
lot better than
So much better,
whatever drama Frozen Empire is.
I was okay with Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Like I would watch this one again, not in theater ever again, but
That's the thing though. It's another franchise where
Mhm.
you have to really deliver in a way that is respectable to the fan. It's like about fan service.
yeah.
And I think that Alien Romulus is a good example of that. Like those people like know what the fans want. So they are smart and they give it to
Mhm.
us. And I think with Frozen Empire, I think that it was like I felt like I was playing a PlayStation game, and I'm really bad
Yeah.
at playing video games. You know that.
But they gave us Paul Rudd, and he's just such a lovable. So
I
he
do
kind
like
of
Paul
connected
Rudd.
the old school with the new class, and it goes so well.
Nah, just not for me. I did like Afterlife.
Yeah,
and
I like that one a lot better. More.
I just think Frozen Empire is a little too on the nose. I do love Little McKenna Grace though. And for all of our Scream 7 fans that are awaiting in the darkness, she's in that movie. She's
I love that you love everything in it, but you hate it.
What? Oh, for Frozen
You're
Empire?
like, you love everything in it, but you hate it.
I don't hate it. I just didn't love it. I wish I loved it. Handling the Undead. That's a Norwegian movie.
Remember that. We didn't see that.
I loved it.
Okay.
I watched it on my own. Yeah, it was. It says it's a horror mystery. I would say it's a slow burn. It's a slow burn, and I like it when people, or when filmmakers rather, do new spins on like the zombie genre. And so when stuff like this is done right, it's really good. And again, there's some shades of Pet Sematary in there. We saw Heretic.
Oh my gosh.
That's
such a smart movie. That's how I left the theater. I was just like, what a fucking smart movie. I left with so much information.
I did feel like I had attended like a religious.
I like that it was
retreat.
like I await, like, what is it called?
Ayahuasca?
Eye opening.
Oh.
No, it was like an eye opening film. Like, holy fuck, like there is some shit going on, you know? Like it was so informative. I liked it.
Hugh Grant was really good in it,
Mhm.
and I think the two actresses in it, Chloe East and Sophie Thatcher, are also really good. We've been finally back on the Yellow Jackets train. I got Alex on it. We had started it a long time ago and then never picked it back up, but we are now in the middle of season 2. What do you think so far?
I'm about to start barbecuing my neighbors.
Oh my god. Okay, moving on. Heretic was good. I think Heretic, it would be a high film for me of 2024. Very suspenseful and just very well written. And Hugh Grant, man, like he's scary.
Mhm.
He's scary in that movie.
We love that.
Love it.
We love when characters that we've grown up to love so much are like scary, and they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like there's that new that airplane movie with Mark.
Flight Risk.
Yeah.
With Mark Wahlberg.
Where they made him look so ugly, dude. Like,
Oh, but that's why I want to watch it.
yeah, exactly.
Those are the movies.
It's like, how creepy is he now in this film?
That
Or how
actors-
good of a hero is he? Like, you don't know.
You don't even know,
up until you
like,
watch.
I think that those are the movies that people like should be doing. Like
Mhm.
Mark Wahlberg should be making movies like
Because I
this.
feel like he's the enemy in this movie, but then I feel like he's the hero. So I don't know. I need to watch it.
Yeah, I think that it's to our benefit that we don't know a lot about
Mhm.
it. But even just like the one trailer that we saw, we were both like, "Wow, we should probably watch that." And like we're not like into action
Yeah.
movies. Like we pretty much have the same taste in film. But the fact that we want to see that, I think, is kind of funny. There was a few movies that we didn't see that I know that we didn't see that I want to mention. I saw The TV Glow. Everybody's been raving about that movie.
Did we watch it?
We didn't.
We started to.
We might have started
Yeah, I
it
feel
when
like we
it
started
hit streaming, but I don't think we ever finished it. But we do need to see that. I've heard so many different opinions on that movie, and it just seems like I think I'm avoiding it because it feels like, even due to the watching the trailer, I feel like it's a movie that I would have written.
Because
You
it's
know what I
Fred
mean?
Durst.
Fred Durst is in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got a really.
And Christina Aguilera doesn't like him, so we don't like him.
I've served him, and he's just very quiet, but he's not like he doesn't seem like a bad guy in real life.
I don't think he is.
And then there's that movie Imaginary.
Oh, you mean Imaginary?
The one about the teddy bear, I think, that comes to life. We had mentioned wanting to see it, but then we just didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about killer toys. Is Sheriff
It's
growling?
you stepping on his hands. He doesn't like it.
Oh, she's licking his ear. Mina just likes to torture all the dogs. Okay, but we did see Immaculate with Sydney Sweeney.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw that with Diana, didn't we? Diana was here with us when we saw that. I liked it, but I preferred.
I
do prefer
like,
the first Omen,
yeah.
which we'll talk about. But I don't love religious horror films.
I do. I appreciate a
I
good
know you
nun
do.
movie and like a good nun revenge movie. But between this one and the one that I've seen a while ago that I think is like Sister Nun, or what's it called?
Oh, Sister Death.
Sister Death.
You really liked that one.
And you haven't watched it. And
I
I've been
finished
asking
it.
you, watch
I
it.
finished it.
But I feel like that one was so much better than Immaculate. And not that they're the same, or like kind of like, but a
I
nun
agree.
horror like that, like I feel like Sister Death was so much fucking better.
I would also say Sister Death was better. What Immaculate did have going for it, again, were the last 15 minutes. Because the last 15 minutes, dude, what a fucking bloodbath. And Sydney Sweeney is good. Like, she is a good actress. I don't think that she can really carry an entire movie of like a certain genre, but I think that in movies like this, she's just fine in.
Yeah, the funny thing with this movie was all the billboards around town that Disney was promoting for Immaculate. And it's like, have they seen this movie? Did they watch the end of it? They're promoting it for Disney.
We know that Disney did not watch In a Violent Nature.
No.
Whew.
This movie.
In a Violent Nature,
Thank you.
Wait, what?
Thank you.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was really good. Like, what a interesting way to do a slasher movie. And I know that
this was video game.
It really was. We've seen similar things like it in the past, but it was just so interesting. Like, what an interesting movie. We should do an episode on that because it's like all of your favorite horror movies, but just executed in just the most interesting way. And I don't want to give a lot away because
we actually discussed this movie in one of our episodes. We talked about this movie, like we gave it a lot of credit, and we talked about the fact that how you always wondered like what the killer does when he's not killing, and this is exactly like the answer to what the fuck are they doing when they're not chasing people around.
Thank you for saying that because I think it does answer a lot of questions for people who have questions like that, and like just the way that it ends and like the last 15 minutes especially, and it's so gory. It is so fucking gory. Like when the kills happen, it's like, oh fuck me, okay, there's that one yoga death that everybody already like has gone crazy over and ruined.
Like we love new kills, you like creative new ways of killing. That's what we accept here at the Gory Gaze, and this film was particularly very gory.
It was super fucking gory, and I love like the attention to detail as far as the killer goes, because you don't get a lot of backstory in horror films, or you get too much backstory. But I think the way that they did it with this villain, it just was so good, and I would take 10 more of these movies, 10 more of them. Okay, I'm gonna just give you the title here because we did see this, and I know we did, and I want you to tell me what it's about. It's called "It's What's Inside." We saw it in theaters.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, we did not.
We did.
I can remember this. Oh, look, it's raining.
Is it? Don't change the subject. Oh, wait. I lied to you.
I told
you.
We
haven't seen It's What's Inside. There's something else. I thought it was... Okay, when that happens, sorry.
And it's comedy horror. We would never.
We don't do well with that.
Yeah, we would never.
That off balance, usually. Okay, so moving on. Lisa Frankenstein.
I liked that movie.
What did you think?
I liked it.
We just said we don't like horror comedy.
No, but I mean, Lisa Frankenstein. They knew what audience they were aiming to. Not like not like Presents. It's like, what audience is this for? It's too friendly, but then it's like too mature for kids. So what's your audience? I feel like this was like, at least they knew what audience they aimed it to.
Yeah, it's worth noting that it was directed by Zelda Williams, who is the daughter of Robin Williams.
Oh, look at that. No way.
And Catherine Newton is just in everything lately, but she's one of those actors who I will take her in everything.
I feel like, why don't I know that Robin Williams has a sister named Zelda?
No, it's his daughter, babe.
Oh, his.
Good job. Okay, we're getting
slashed up and bleed out.
The middle half. Yeah, serious. What do you want to say about Longlegs? Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Longlegs is a family member that everybody has.
Oh my god.
Then you know it's true. Who's your Longlegs?
Kenneth Hafner.
Mine is Mia. Mina. She has long legs. But no, Longlegs, I thought it was really fucking good. Like,
brilliant.
I thought it was one of the best movies that I've seen in a long time, to where it's like just one of those quiet films, kind of like Fargo, the movie.
I love Fargo.
Like how you get lost in it, because it's just so quiet, and like there's just moments of fuck.
I have gone on record saying Longlegs is my favorite movie of 2024. Mm-hmm. It is in my top 5 for sure. I have a little bit of a struggle here between this one and one more, but we'll get to it when it comes. We've already discussed it. It's in my top 2 for sure. Yeah. I think Longlegs is one of the most original and haunting movies to come out in the longest time. And I just remember gripping onto you during the theatrical experience, like the entire time. Like I wouldn't let go. And I think Nicolas Cage is just so fucking superb in it. Yeah. I think it's like the most Nicolas Cage is an off-kilter, like zany kind of actor, but this is like
the most normal he's ever been.
You're so funny. The most normal. when he's on screen, it's a game changer, dude. And Alicia Witt, I think, is so tremendous. The small but crucial part that she has. And it's just so good. Oz Perkins is just one of those directors and writers that you have to look out for. I cannot wait for The Monkey. We've done an episode on The Black Coat's Daughter. And just recently, we were watching something on Shudder, one of the horror's greatest episodes or something. And they had said that The Black Coat's Daughter is one of those hidden gem movies. And it's completely true. The Black Coat's Daughter and Longlegs, I think, go very much hand in hand. All of Oz Perkins' movies are very cohesive. And you know that it's an Oz Perkins movie. And that's why...
we adapt to trauma. Thank you, Oz Perkins.
Yeah, and I took a lot out of Longlegs. Like, it was just very nerve-wracking, and it made me nervous, which is the same thing. And I just, I couldn't stop thinking about it when I left the theater. And I know that it kind of goes in a maybe not so acceptable direction towards the end, but I liked it. I liked everything that they did. Even after the fact, I was like, well, I shouldn't really like the spin on the events that is taking place.
Yeah. But things happen even in real life, so it's kind of scary to learn these things.
I loved the Oregon setting.
Yeah.
It was set in Oregon. I loved that it was in the mid-90s. It was very Silence of the Lambs.
Easy.
That's what he has to say about that. Okay.
No more long lives.
Lowlifes.
One with the family where you think
Yes.
is going to happen to them and they end up...
And
this
then
is
it
fucking
doesn't.
brilliant. Like, this is one of the most amazing edge of my seat movies that I've ever gone through or been with. Like, I was with this family writing the entire time, like, believing every single fucking piece of shit they fed me.
And what's interesting is that this is a Tubi original.
Yeah.
You guys, this movie was made for nothing,
Mhm.
and they did so much with it. Like,
Brilliant.
It's got like just a very, very solid script, and the acting is even really good. And when the twist happens, it happens early, thankfully.
Mhm.
Like, it's just executed so well.
I'm surprised that you're not shocked that I remember this.
I am a little shocked. I'm not gonna
No,
harp
I
on
like
you
this
every
movie.
time I get surprised. And again, going back to my top 5, that one is in my top 5. And I've noticed that movie is in a lot of top 5s this year.
Yeah.
People really loved Lowlife, and rightfully so. If you haven't watched Lowlife, go watch it.
Mhm. Give it a try.
Maxine.
I love every single one of her fucking movies.
Mia Goth can
Yeah.
do no wrong
No.
in our little world.
Yep.
Mia Goth is just terrific. Maxine, it's like literally in our neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
And so it was really fun to watch that movie and just point out everything. Like
she was
everything
here?
is down the street. Like, I don't know how they got away with filming this and we
Yeah,
had no
exactly.
idea. It doesn't make any fucking sense. But Maxine is a good way to wrap up that trilogy because Mia Goth just has created such a good character between Maxine and Pearl. And it's fun. Ty West really knows what he's doing with horror films, and he always has. I will stand by Cabin Fever 2 until the day I die. We did not watch Mickey's Mousetrap,
No, it's trash.
but you're not going to watch it?
I don't think so.
I feel like it's a
No.
movie that you would want to watch.
I don't know. Not
You
me.
love
They look like
independent
those
comedy
Hollywood
slashers.
Mickey Mouses or like
Oh, God.
New York Mickey Mouses.
The
or
ones that are
Las
going to
Vegas.
charge us $20 for a
the
photo.
scam Mickey Mouses.
We did not watch Never Let Go, the Halle Berry movie where she's in the woods with her kids.
Yeah. I don't remember the last Halle Berry movie that I've watched.
Couldn't even tell you. She fell off.
Monsters
Monsters Ball?
Ball?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because Halle Berry won an Oscar for that. And I remember seeing it when it first came out and wondering why.
It's that scene.
And I think it's because she had to have sex with Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
I think anybody who puts themselves
the
in that
Halle Berry
situation
thrust.
should get an Oscar.
The Halle Berry thrust.
Oh my God.
Well, she didn't. It's not like he had sex with her. She ended up like fucking him, if you will.
I need to.
If you've seen the movie, then you know what I'm saying. Like, he is not moving at all.
Okay.
It's Miss Halle doing the pumping.
Isn't P.
Oh.
Diddy in that
Oh.
movie? Didn't he play
I
her
hope
boyfriend?
not.
I think he did.
I think it would be there. Oh wait, it's not even
Let's
there.
go check real quick. I feel like he was in it.
I don't think so.
He was. Sean Combs.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Night Bitch is another movie we didn't watch, but we have heard a lot of good things about it from our friends who have seen it. And Amy Adams is such a treasure, and I think we should probably watch that
Yeah.
eventually.
I think we're gonna love that.
We'll watch it eventually. And we've been hearing about it for so long, I feel.
Mhm.
Did you watch Night Swim?
Yeah,
Did you like it?
I feel like I liked it.
Okay. He feels like he liked
I
it.
feel like.
Do you know
liked
what it's
it.
about? Could you tell me?
Fuck. No.
I've never seen it, so I don't know. But if you could tell me what it's about,
The
I want to.
swimming pool.
Well, it's called Night Swim, Alex. But you said that with such conviction that yes, it's about a.
But I mean,
swimming pool.
you can go in a lake and swim or the ocean. But it was a swimming pool. I remember. No, I don't remember.
It's okay because I feel like it's considered one of the worst movies of the year.
Yeah, okay. I don't remember it really.
All right, we've already said our piece about Nosferatu. We loved it. Alex loved it. I liked it. Oddity.
I think we liked it.
Oh, I loved it.
I feel like we liked that
Oddity.
movie a lot. Yeah.
Oddity was such a creepy, quiet little movie,
Yeah.
and I think that it was really, really good.
This is the one with the dad and the son. Was it?
This one has like a mannequin.
What is it? Let me see.
Remember at the beginning, the woman is by herself in like this quiet cabin of sorts, and then she opens the thing because someone's knocking on her door, and he wants to come in because he's telling her that someone's inside the house.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And then
and you don't know what to believe. You're like, don't let him in. But let him in.
But then she dies.
Yeah.
She ends up getting
Yeah.
killed, and then it's her twin sister who comes back a year
Mhm.
later or whatever. I'm not sure what the time frame is.
We
but
did like this movie.
yeah, and she's like an antique
Yeah.
collector
Yeah.
and has like all these haunted little objects. One of these happens to be this big giant fucking wooden mannequin. And check it out, you guys.
Yeah,
It's
this
on
is a good
Shudder.
movie. I
It's on
remember
Shudder.
this.
That one is definitely in my top 5 as well. I think I have a lot of top 5 so far. Ew, Presence is considered a 2024 movie.
Oh.
Ew. Well, okay. We've already said our piece on Presence as well. Okay.
God bless. God bless.
God
You know
bless
what? God
him.
bless.
I saw the Salem's Lot remake. I don't know if you watched it.
I don't know.
I did not
Um,
love it.
Then I probably didn't like.
Yeah,
probably didn't watch
I think
it.
I watched it while you were at work.
Yeah.
I did not like it. I just think Salem's Lot is just not Stephen King's best story. I think if you're gonna watch Salem's Lot, just watch the fucking original. There's like 10 of them at this one. Well, not 10. There's like 3. I know Rob Lowe was in one in like 97 or 2004 or something like that. But this one was not good. It reminded me of It. I think they were trying to kind of capitalize off the It stuff. And it just completely unmemorable. It wasn't good. Smile 2.
Great movie.
So fucking
Super
good.
Yeah.
You saw Smile Part 1, right?
I saw the first 10 minutes of it. The opening of Smile 1, I really, really enjoy. I didn't continue the entire movie, though.
I think that Smile 1 was a little overrated. And I think that the
Yeah.
first 10 or 15 minutes are probably the best part of it.
Mhm.
Smile 2 altogether is one of the best movies.
Yeah.
One of the best horror films of the last 5 years, let alone this last year. And I think that girl just gives a fucking performance. Like she's trying to save her life. Like you believe every minute that Naomi Scott is going through in this movie. And it's a scary movie.
You don't
It
have
was
to
actually
watch
scary.
part 1.
You don't. I think it picks up from where part 1 ended, but I think they explain it throughout
Yeah.
the rest of the movie, if I remember correctly.
It's
At
just
one
something
point,
that happens
you get
anyways.
explanation.
Yeah.
It is definitely worth watching.
Mhm.
We can't recommend that one enough. And that's another movie series where it's like, okay, I'm ready for Smile 3.
Yeah.
Like if you can just
Yeah.
keep getting better,
Yes.
then give us more.
Yeah.
Give us more. That's a girl who everybody is really upset didn't get any recognition this year
Oh my
for her
gosh, she was
performance.
so fucking good.
Man, probably one of the best female performances this year, for sure, this last year. Okay, what about Speak No Evil? Evil.
I like this movie. Like, I liked it a lot, but I liked the original better.
And that's where I stand as well.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy the original because it's a
No.
hard fucking movie to sit
Mhm.
through. But the American remakes tend to lean towards a happier ending. And
Yeah.
not that this is a happy ending, but it is a lot less bleak than what we get from the original Speak No Evil. I think it's a Dutch movie.
Yeah.
But it was good though. It was good. I was happy that it got released into a theater, and I was happy that it had like actual noticeable faces like James McAvoy and Mackenzie Davis.
It's just James McAvoy was such a distraction from everything else.
He's
It's just
far
so
too
daddy
good looking.
candy. Yeah, it's just like, oh gosh, like what a man. Of course I'd want to be taken by him. Like who cares? Tie me up. So it kind of felt like you weren't even watching the movie. It was more just like, oh gosh, what a fox.
This is the Gory Gaze.
This is the Gory Gaze, yes. But this is exactly it. So if you watch the original, then you're actually watching a movie. like not, something being sold in front of you and Americanized. Like, if the movie's not good, at least we got this to offer.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think that Strange Darling was also one of the best female performances I've seen in a really long time. A really good theatrical experience. I like going to the movies and I like just being strapped in for the ride. And I think that the way that Strange Darling tells the story, like in all the different chapters and they're all out of order and you're not sure what's going on. And even at the end, you're like, wait, like, who do I feel bad for here? Like, what a good exploration into character. Like, I really, really, really loved it. Yeah, I want more movies like that all the time. I didn't really feel like it was a horror movie. I felt like it was more of a psychological thriller.
No,
and I know that's where
I love leaving happy from a movie. Like, I love, like, wanting more.
Agreed.
Like, you leave from a movie and you're, like, exhausted because you gave it so much. And you're just like, what the fuck was the point? Like, who cares?
Yeah,
like,
and this movie was not that.
Yeah.
And I love seeing Ed Begley Jr. like in anything. Like I always forget that he's in 6 Feet Under, even though it's only a couple episodes. And I rewatched Meet the Applegates. Did you ever see that?
No.
It's where him and Stockard Channing are like cockroaches, basically, and they have to migrate to like suburbia. Like, I don't even know what the fucking point of the movie is, but they end up morphing into cockroaches. That's hilarious. Throughout the film, it was everything I remembered it to be. I hadn't seen it since I was a kid, and then when I watched it the other day, I was like, wow, this is exactly what I remember seeing. Like, what you guys watch Meet the Applegates? What a time to be alive. Okay, we're getting to the end of this. Do you remember watching a movie called Stream? We watched it together, but again, it's one of those cases where I couldn't tell you a goddamn thing about it.
Stream. It sounds like something like internet-y.
It had something to do with live streaming. I think we watched it because it has our girl Dee Wallace in it, and also it has the guy who plays Art the Clown. But again, couldn't tell you a fucking thing about it. There are 2 movies that came out this year called Tarot. We watched one of them. Maybe we should have watched the South Korean one.
Yeah, for sure.
But the one Tarot that we did see, I think it came out this time last year, like in January of last year. It was the first movie we saw of 2024,
oh my gosh,
I think.
I want my time back.
Still, to this day. Yeah, we both want our time back. What a terrible fucking film.
Yeah.
And I think that there were people out there that enjoyed certain aspects of it, like the Final Destination-ish type of ways that the deaths took place and all that. But not for me. Not for me. Hard pass. Terrifier 3.
Terrifier 3. Yeah.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was better than 1 and 2, but yeah.
I think
it's a lot.
It is a lot.
Like to handle like in one seating.
Yeah, in those movies that are just going for,
you think of
shock
every
effect
single way, to like create a kill or do a kill, and it's great, but it's just like, you're burning through it really fast.
Yeah, by the time Terrifier 5 comes out, I think people are going to be a little burnt out, like you just said.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a little too much too soon. I think Scream is smart in that regard of waiting so many years, to like restart the franchise.
Give us more story, less kills, and then at the end of the movies, kill.
Yeah, I think Terrifier can take a break for a couple of years and then come back with like the same actor, David Howard Thornton, Lauren Lavera can come back as well. But like
the writers don't have to stop working, but just write something else.
Yeah, I did like that it was a Christmas movie. So the fact that we can now throw on a Terrifier film at Christmas, I think is kind of
smart.
And the acting was probably the best that it's been in any of the movies. You can tell that they had more money. You can tell that there was a bigger production value. And I think that Lauren Lavera is a really fascinating final girl. I am looking forward to seeing how that story unfolds. But again, I can wait a little while. Yeah. We did not see the Crow remake.
No, we didn't.
We did see The Deliverance.
Did we?
I can smell your stinky pussy, or whatever she says.
I'm in love with this movie. I forgot that was the name of the title.
I fucking hated this movie, but I loved Glenn Close.
Glenn Close in it, though. Like, fuck. No, this movie was hilarious.
If you're going to watch this movie, just prepare to, like, it's a high camp factor.
Yep.
And it's one of those cases where Glenn Close, multi-nominated actress in every awards department, and she's never won, which sucks. Like, she just keeps getting nominated, she never wins. I kind of had hope that she was going to get some recognition for this, but the only recognition she's getting is the nappy pussy line.
Yeah, all over TikTok.
But she does look scary dressed up in all that.
No, this movie is good.
Makeup.
It's good.
That's a possession movie for you.
I like this one a lot.
Yeah, I didn't love it.
I
But
did. Monique is good in it. Everybody's good in this movie.
I did like
Close
Glenn Close.
specifically the best.
Oh, The Exorcism. That's got our girl Fear Street.
This movie should have never been made.
Never.
And they took forever to release it, and it's like, no.
Never should it have been made. And I understand now why Fear Street Girl just walks around with her head down.
Asking for help all night at 3 a.m.
I hope that wasn't her. What if it was her?
It was not
Oh
her.
my
She would have known what to
God.
do. There's a fire department down the street.
She would have known, you're right. Okay, The First Omen.
Oh, I'm quiet.
Yeah, like,
is
why
that a
are you quiet?
question, or?
The First Omen was perfect. I thought The First Omen was one of the best movies this year.
Yeah.
I think Nell Tiger Free. I love Servant. I think Servant is such a good show. I think the casting for this movie was just spot on. I think that this movie worked 25 million times better than Immaculate.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the lead performance is just so it's just one of those things where she just goes for it. Like, she goes for it. And there's that scene where she's on the ground and she's like shaking and convulsing. Remember that part?
My gosh, girl,
And
like
I just
showgirl status.
Yeah, I just remember being like, fuck, man, like, what a phenomenal opportunity this is to be able to see this on the big screen.
Mhm.
Like, I just remember thinking about that when I left. And I like the Omen movies. I actually haven't seen Omen 3, The Final Conflict, but I like part 1. I think part 2 is fine. I love part 4. Nobody else does. The remake's okay. And so I'm glad that it's been a decent enough amount of time as well since we got an Omen film to where this is like fresh for people. I don't like that it was marketed as like an American Horror Story ripoff.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that's
hated the
true. That
posters.
was gross.
The Front Room.
I
you
like
remember?
this movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me what it's about.
This is with Brandy, right?
It's the one with Brandon.
Yeah, this was a good movie. This was another one. This one feels like The Deliverance almost, but it was actually really good for me. I don't know if you liked it as much.
I loved Catherine Hunter's performance.
Yeah,
I liked it.
yeah.
I liked it, and I love seeing Brandy on the screen. I don't care how nuts she is.
It was good.
I really like her. So Catherine Hunter, it's again, she just goes full fucking camp and is in like this entirely different movie, but everybody's on board, which is good. So it held up. It didn't fall apart in any way that I expected it to. And but again, it's not necessarily a horror movie. I don't think that one is a horror movie. I think it has horror elements to it, but I don't know that I would put it on a list of horror films. Oh, I said that I was going to do these in my trailer voice, and I failed. Okay.
I love that it's raining.
It is raining.
All right, let's get to it.
The Strangers, Chapter 1. Be honest.
Just another Stranger movie.
Oh, not even. It shouldn't even be in the same category.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. I loved The Strangers, and we have an episode on The Strangers Pray at Night. We liked that movie a lot. This movie should not be in the same department. Not at all. Another movie that takes place in Oregon, which I respected. I didn't have necessarily a problem with the lead actor, but I do not like Madeline Pesh. I think she is just so unlikable. And it just didn't do anything new. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it was a remake of the first one that they could have just made into a different movie. They didn't have to attach the Strangers title to it. Like, just leave those movies alone.
Yeah, I agree.
Leave them the fuck alone. So out of all the films we've seen this last year, I think The Strangers Chapter 1 might be one of the worst.
Yeah,
One of the worst. What did you think of The Substance?
The Substance was everything we needed. Like,
What
absolutely
a joy.
everything we needed. It was everything that was missing in our life was The Substance.
My gosh. I just think that it's so lovely that a movie that is almost 79% blood and gore and body horror and transformations and just ooey gooiness and like basket case level type of weirdness. I love that it's getting as much recognition as it's getting. Like, this is exactly what we need right now. And I think The Substance is going to open so many doors for future horror films.
Yeah.
It makes me sad because Toni Collette didn't get a nomination for Hereditary, and she should have. But
fatality. That was great.
But
You could leave that.
I'm gonna leave it in. This is kind of making up for it.
Yeah.
You know,
this is like Margaret Qualley. You never have to work again, a girl.
Oh, girl. And we love Margaret Qualley over here. We love Maid, even though it took us 75 years to finish it. And I loved her little performance in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And she just delivers.
Look how long it took Demi Moore to make a movie like this. And this is like Margaret Qualley's like one of her first movies.
That's like her third. Yeah. I do want to reiterate that Demi Moore has given us so many good performances in the past. I want everyone to watch If These Walls Could Talk. And I also want everyone to watch Ghost, if you haven't, because that is one of the best movies ever made. And I think she's so fucking good in it. And watch Now and Then. And watch Striptease. And watch G.I. Jane. She's been doing this for such a long time. And all of her performances are just next level. She's always good.
Yeah, she really is.
And this is something that she oh, man. Like, I don't even know what to say. about
The Substance is like... if you don't want to watch it for Demi Moore, watch it for all of Dennis Quaid's gross ass zoom-ins.
Oh, with like the shrimp.
Yeah.
This is another example of the writer director. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. She's French. It's Coralie Fargo. I'm gonna say Fargo because that to me makes more sense. She knew exactly what kind of movie she was making, and it's like a body horror movie on speed, and it has so many references to David Lynch, rest in peace, and we have so many references to David Cronenberg, and we have so many just references to Stanley Kubrick. Like every horror movie you've ever seen just has something visible. You can tell that she watched all these movies, and I'm here for it. I believe
it's Caroline Fargeet. Yeah. Fargeet.
So yeah, The Substance, that is tied with Long Legs for my number one movie of 2024, between that one and between
Honora.
Long Legs, Honora, same thing.
Honestly. Wow. And see, that's what I was saying. We were watching Showgirls like 2 days ago with Elizabeth Berkley.
Uh-huh.
And I said, unfortunately, the time that this movie came out was the wrong time for it, because now during this time, we're appreciative of all these fucking movies. Oh, give Demi Moore a fucking award. Give fucking Margaret Qualley a fucking award for showing their panoche,
Yeah.
But yet, here's our girl, Elizabeth Berkley, that did an amazing fucking job at kicking somebody's ass for fucking raping their friend. Where's the credit?
I'm glad that you can watch that movie now and just kind of love it for what it is, because
the real story, the bigger picture, not just fucking boobs and ass. Like, there's a bigger picture behind this whole fucking thing that they're trying to tell us. Like, I don't think Elizabeth Berkley would have signed up to just show her tits and ass, which she looks fucking amazing in.
Banging body.
Gorgeous fucking hips.
What's up, Elizabeth Berkley?
Hey, girl.
We love you.
Your poster hangs over our bed.
It really does.
Anyways, but I'm saying, like, why then and not now? And it's like, why now and not then? Because it kind of sucks what we're doing now. We're so fucking contradicting ourselves, and we're fucking backstabbing bitches ourselves by doing that.
Yeah.
Acting that way.
And that story it's like a tale as old as time. Like, you've had movies like All About Eve, you've had Single White Female, you've had Black Swan, you've had movies like this for years. And I know Black Swan came out after this, but I feel like if Showgirls had every like reaction removed, I told you this, like if every reaction of Elizabeth Berkley was like just kind of minimalized or cut out completely, you'd have a shorter movie.
Yeah.
But you would have
or just work with a coach or like a teacher that
like, and she
bring down the erratic.
She claims that this is how she was directed, so you just kind of have to believe that, and I like, that I've met her and I know her. Like, she is a genuinely very lovely person. Like, she is so sweet, and she's been in movies since then where she's been great, so it's just interesting what is acceptable now and what was not acceptable then. Now we have movies like Honora, and we have movies like The Last Showgirl, and if this movie was remade today, I feel like it'd probably have a little bit more respect.
Yeah, I actually appreciate the raw talent, and like the whole little outburst of it all and her erraticness. Like,
it's what makes it fun.
Yeah,
it's
honestly,
what makes it fun.
Give me raw. It's what I want. It's what I want to see.
And girl, if that's what you were feeling at the time when you were making this movie, own it.
Yep, smack those fucking French fries in the air, girl. Shit.
Spoiler: we're going to be covering Showgirls this year because it's 30th anniversary.
Yeah,
believe it or not,
and it's a horror movie. What's his name says it in Scream.
We were watching Scream 2.
What's your favorite horror
before
movie?
We started this? Showgirls, absolutely frightening.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did not watch The Watchers, the one with Dakota Fanning from the offspring of Shyamalan.
Oh gosh. No.
But it is streaming. If anybody has seen it, let us know. I've heard nothing but awful things. There's a movie called Time Cut that was released that is essentially the same movie with our baby Kiernan Shipka. Totally Killer. But that one was written by Michael Kennedy, our friend and friend of the podcast. He had written this movie called Time Cut. It's released on Netflix. I don't know a lot about it other than the fact that it is the same movie.
I follow him on Instagram. I feel like he never really promoted this.
I don't feel like he did either, but I think it's because it was made before Totally Killer and it got released after.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So twas a nobody went to somebody, and now
So hey, can you take this toy elsewhere? You're doing this on purpose.
Yes.
Hold on, guys. The pug is being
Pug
problematic.
The pug is pugging.
Stop. Okay, we're almost done, guys. We did not see Trap, the Josh Hartnett movie.
The trailers kind of sold the entire movie.
See, that's the thing is sometimes trailers are like fine, and then there are times where it's like, I can wait for video.
This is why Scotty never watches trailers,
and he's right to do so. Like I love a good trailer, but I can totally get on board with those who don't, because why do you want to pay this money to go to the movies and have it be essentially spoiled? You know?
Yep. Take all the good parts.
Did you watch this movie Under Paris about the sharks underneath the Eiffel Tower?
No.
I watched maybe the first 20 minutes and I turned it off because I was so fucking bored. Xavier Gens, you have given us so much better in the past. I recommend everyone watch The Divide and his segment in the ABCs of Death. But this movie, I couldn't even get through. So there's that. VHS Beyond.
We talked about this, and this is an effective film, which will stick to me for the rest of my life.
The abduction part is just so fucking good. The alien part is just so good, and then it has like a bunch of other weird stories. And I think the VHS films are like hit or miss. I think the first one's great. I think the second one is fine. 3, 4, like I think that they kind of fall off after part 2. But this one is a great pickup.
See, there's alien films, and then there's alien films. Like alien films, like this one particularly, and like Signs, like what Signs did to us when it first came out. Other than like
Signs, that's a good like a comparable movie for this.
Absolutely.
And again, there's only one segment of the abduction, but it's
but they're scary, you know. Like, those aliens are scary, but like aliens like A Quiet Place, and you know, like Romulus, not up until you get to the end, that fucking freaks you out. Those aliens are so different, you know, like they're like robotic aliens.
It's so funny. It's so funny. I do like certain alien movies. You watched Fire in the Sky while I was sleeping not too long ago. That's what this podcast should be called, While Stanley Was Sleeping.
Of course.
While
you were out.
While I was out. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. We never saw the first one, but we have been meaning to watch it. So I think we'll watch part 2. If we should
watch the Mickey Mouse one with this.
Oh, God. That would be a good double feature.
Yeah.
Question. We've watched the Witchboard movies. Or we've seen them like in pieces. I had no fucking idea that they remade that movie, and it was directed by Chuck Russell, who did A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. I watched the trailer for this new Witchboard. It looks so good. So I don't know how to watch it exactly. We haven't really looked into seeing it, but we need to watch that. Y2K. With Rachel Zegler, who's our new Snow White.
We did watch this, and we did live through the Y2K.
And I wanted the first half of the movie to be the whole movie. It did not need to become like all the toys against the children.
Yeah.
I did not need that. I know what I was doing on Y2K. What were you doing?
I was turning off every single computer. I don't know what I was doing. Y2K was right before 2000. I was graduating high school.
Yeah, this was, I just mean like the moments of the New Year's Eve. Like I was on the phone with Christine Sheeler.
Oh, no, we were just like at home, like getting ready to shut everything down.
I kind of had this weird hope that something like crazy was going to happen. I was only 13.
They sold it so well, like it really was going to happen. Like nothing was ever made to pass the year 2000. No computers, no phones, no TVs, nothing. Everything was done like to only exist to 2000, and from there on, nothing would have existed after. So by the time it hit midnight 2000, everything was supposed to shut down.
What's funny is that this reminds me of the TikTok ban.
Yeah,
like the night before.
Ridiculous.
And you guys, I am the silly one who deleted my TikTok app because I thought it was going to be gone forever. And then 20 minutes later, they said that they restored it. And now I can't re-download it.
Our fearless leader.
You guys, I hope that everybody honestly feels like they made the right decision on who they voted for. And that's all that I'm going to say about it. And if you, well, no, I'm going to say one more thing. If you did happen to vote for our current leader, just really get ready for a wild 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Remember, you pulled the chain on that motor.
God damn.
Or that engine.
We have one movie left.
Uh-oh.
Your Monster.
I like this movie a lot.
I did too.
I enjoyed this movie so much.
But it wasn't a horror movie.
It was not a horror movie.
But it was a cute, like, gateway to horror movie.
It was a good way to end the year or even begin it. When did we watch it?
We just watched it like a month ago.
Yeah.
And I think you can watch it on Max right now. But Melissa Barrera, she is something else. Like I've always liked her, but then you like introduced me to Vita, and we watched this, and with Abigail, she's one of the best parts of Abigail. I think that Your Monster is a lot of fun, and I love the musical aspect of it. I like that it kind of turns into a musical at the end.
It kind of felt like Where the Monsters Are.
Where the Wild Things Are?
Where the Wild Things Are, yeah. That movie. It kind of felt like when you read the book to that, not watch the movie, but kind of like when you would read the book to Where the Wild Things Are.
Yeah.
That's what Your Monster kind of feels like.
Okay, yeah, I can get on board with that. It reminded me a little bit of Beauty and the Beast. But like not in the ways that people would think.
Oh, you're talking about the Mary-Kate and Ashley or Mary-Kate version of Beastly?
Oh, with Vanessa Hudgens?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Beastly. Wow.
It's actually a good movie.
I never saw it.
It's really good. So funny. We'll watch it.
We should watch it. I like Mary-Kate.
It's a good movie.
I'll save my Mary-Kate story for another podcast when it's more relevant, but I have one. I have just one.
Didn't we just say she was walking up and down the street at 3 a.m.? Oh.
Was that Mary-Kate or was that someone else?
That was Ashley.
Oh, there we go.
Olsen.
All right. So that is quite literally all of the movies that came out in 2024 as far as horror movies go. I didn't mention Late Night with the Devil because it's considered a 2023 film, even though it was released in 2024, but I'm considering it to be a 2024 film. So with that being said, and out of all the movies that we just discussed, are you able to give me a top 3, a top 5, or a favorite?
Alien Romulus for sure.
Okay.
Edge of my seat gives me the scene that I liked. What other one was there that was just like that too? Oh, Eczema.
Perfect.
I would say. Oh, and Nosferatu.
Okay.
Yeah, like I would say all 3 of those. And not that they were my favorite, but they were just like, to me, good movies for the year. Because I could have picked The Substance and shit like that, but obviously those are fucking great movies.
Yeah. No, I agree. It doesn't have to be for any particular reason either. You know, it's just like a movie that resonated with you, or 2 movies that resonated with you more so than the other, you know, and there was a lot of movies that came out. So would you put Late Night with the Devil in your top 5?
I fucking Late Night with, I thought we did a fucking episode on that.
We did.
Yeah, we did. So I think I pretty much exclaimed what I feel for that movie. And I think I am in love with that movie, period. It'll be something that I can actually watch forever and ever. I feel like they did really good with how they delivered everything in it.
Yeah.
You know, like what we watched.
Yeah.
No, I love that movie. Late Night with the Devil is going to be one of forever my favorites.
I think that would have been, it would be in my top 10, you know, but if I had to narrow it down to 5, it would be The Substance and Longlegs, not in that order. They kind of like share a spot, but those are still 2 films. Low Life, Oddity, In a Violent Nature. I think In a Violent Nature would round out my top 5.
I don't know. I don't want to name a lot more or anything because I'm just like, oh, but never mind.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have Smile too. Yeah, but there are reasons that we love these movies. But I think
I feel like the ones I chose because of the specific the build-up and the scene that sticks to me is what I like the most. Nosferatu, for just being such I mean, it's like one of those backgrounds that I can just go to sleep to.
Yeah.
I could watch it on a rainy day.
Yeah.
It could be on, and it's fucking long, so you can play it and it'll just play all day if you have it on, you know?
Agreed. I like that.
And every time you come back, you're going to see something nice about it.
All right, guys. Well, that is our review of 2024 horror films for the most part. I had said that was quite literally all the movies, but again, as I had said, we skipped the ones that we know for sure that we didn't watch. Are there any movies that you're looking forward to soon?
No, but I have been watching on YouTube the 2025 films that are coming out. They just haven't stuck to me, like which one exactly is what I want to watch.
I think I speak for both of us when I say
Snow White.
Oh, okay. Oh. You know what? I wasn't gonna say Snow White. I was gonna say Hard Eyes.
Oh yeah,
Hard Eyes looks really good. And then The Monkey. I think
Hard Eyes is gonna be the new Wonderful Knife.
Yeah. Oh god, same writer.
Yeah,
Michael Kennedy. I'm looking forward to that one the most. I think Hard Eyes is the one. We would like to real quick just give a brief summary of the movies that we're going to be covering over the next few months. We have an episode coming out on Scream 3, and that's going to be around the anniversary because it turns fucking 25 on the 3rd of February. We have movies like Village of the Damned, which has a 30th anniversary. We're finally going to get around to covering People Under the Stairs because we've been talking about it for such a long time. We have a lot of anniversaries coming out. A lot of anniversaries. And it was really hard to narrow it down to which ones I thought were worth going over. And again, at this point, we're only going to be doing bi-weekly unless we change our minds. So we look forward to a fruitful year with all of y'all. And we are very grateful that you decided to sit down and listen to this and catch back up with us. If you have any questions or concerns or comments, please feel free to reach out to us at thegorygaze@gmail.com. Otherwise, where can you find us?
Every single place. YouTube, everywhere.
Instagram.
Every single
Threads.
outlet. Yeah.
We're not on X anymore, but
no,
everywhere else we're pretty much... we're not on TikTok, obviously. All right, guys. Thank you, Alex. Thanks for participating in this wonderful little...
You had a shout out.
Oh. Oh my gosh, Alex, thank you so much. Okay, real quick, I have to pull it up. Where is it?
Meanwhile, while he pulls it up, guys, we just want to say to everybody, if you guys were affected by the LA fires as well, condolences to you if you guys lost anybody or if you lost every single thing that you owned. We hope that things get better for you guys and that, you know, that we all like come together at this moment and even stick together so that we can just rebuild and, you know, get back to where we were before, because I think everybody was affected by this, not just the people that lost their stuff.
Yeah. I don't know how we went this whole episode without mentioning the fire, so thank you for bringing that up. We finally have rain.
Yeah.
So rain has been really, really nice. But again, that was another thing that the year started off so like bleakly because the entire fucking city is on fire. Like all of Palisades is gone. Altadena is like wiped out. There are so many surrounding areas and communities that are suffering because of these outrageous fires.
It's not just like mountainside and foothills, like literally communities burned down, like things that are unbelievable to you now that once existed do not exist anymore for historical like landmarks as well.
Oh God.
So yes, our condolences. We're here for you. We are all neighbors. We're still sticking together as Californians and nothing will knock us down. Rainy day, it's so unusual that sometimes you wait for the break in the rain, and this time we're waiting for the rain to give us a break.
Seriously. Okay, we have been communicating with the people over at High for Horror. If you haven't heard of High for Horror podcast, it's like kind of like Drunk History meets Mystery Science Theater, and it's co-hosted by Guillermo Diaz and Joe Grubbs, and you guys might recognize the name Guillermo Diaz. He was in movies like Nowhere. Yeah, he's just a really good guy. And we met him at the signing for the Teen Apocalypse trilogy not too long ago. So yeah, Guillermo and Joe, they alternate selecting a usually terrible horror movie to watch on any given night. Their episodes are recorded live and they watch these movies, they get stoned and delve deeper into supplying comedy and little known facts about the films.
Right. He was in Weeds. I was like,
was he in Weeds?
Yeah, he was in Weeds through the entire time. He was in Half Baked. That's how he like started his career as well.
Oh, there we go. perfect. And I loved Nowhere so much, and he was such an inspiration as far as that character that he portrayed goes. I was so happy to be able to tell him that, like, to his face. Like, that was so cool. And the fact that he also does a similar podcast is just great. And I think that it's worth mentioning. You know, they have some pretty good movies that they've covered, like Nosferatu, like Gremlins, and even like Sharkensaw, Women's Prison Massacre. Have you heard of that?
No.
It features neither a prison or a massacre. So yeah, you guys join Guillermo and Joe for some hilarious moments, spooky jump scares, and all the fun facts about the movie you could probably find if you Googled it on your own. But that would be less enjoyable than listening to their show, because it's really funny, and we are here to support like-minded individuals who like to dabble in the cannabis and watch scary movies. So go check them out. Hi for Horror.
Oh, wow. It's super raining out there. Yay.
Alex keeps sidetracking over to the rain.
I'm done. I want to go splash myself like Drew Barrymore in the rain. I want to take my chance at life.
We'll be back in a little while, guys, with Scream 3. So take this opportunity to go watch it if you haven't seen it in a while. Yeah, we'll be back soon. Happy New Year.
Bye.
Stay gory.
Stay safe. Stay gay.
Bye. Bye. Love you.